Well, it looks like we have to update that loot list for the people who were caught looting during Hurricane Ian down in Florida. So y'all know I just recently did a video about a woman, a PC woman down in Florida who was caught stealing fishing rods or fishing reels, and how Ron DeSantis was basically saying some of the people that was out there looting were immigrants and whatnot, but we could tell she wasn't no immigrant. I wonder if these 5 right here, plus the 2 others who pictures I couldn't retrieve, will fall into that category of immigrant status. Because I'm gonna be honest, if they actually look like people who actually maybe possibly immigrant status, but not the immigrants he probably was referring to, if you know what I mean. So you see these 5 individuals right here, they too were also found to be looting during or probably post Hurricane Ian. Let's go ahead and dive right on in and see what else we learn about him. A Florida sheriff announced he has arrested 7 looters that are accused of stealing items, including fire extinguishers, from wrecked properties in the aftermath of devastating Hurricane Ian. The men, who are seen on video being led away in handcuffs, were called the lowest form of scum for preying on others directly impacted by Hurricane Ian by Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino. And I remember his name being mentioned in the previous article. There will absolutely be law and order in Lee County, and those who think they will commit crime are gravely mistaken, he added. Lee County encompasses Fort Myers, which was ravaged by the hurricane that has left at least 55 dead in Lee County and hundreds of thousands of homes still without power. 5 of the men were arrested when police apprehended them and found stolen items, including fire extinguishers, in their vans. Had to scroll down a little bit. Eli Francisco Acevedo Marin, age 48. Eli Yadil Acevedo Ayala, age 19. Luis Enrique Cedino Morales, age 57. Axel Martinez Cuelez, age 18. And Benigno Ortiz Diaz, age 40. Were charged with 2 counts of burglary during a state of emergency and 2 counts of grand theft of a fire extinguisher. Another 2 men were arrested after they allegedly stole construction from a Hampton Inn parking lot in Fort Myers Beach. Al King Chapman, age 33, and Rodney Rogers, age 59, were charged with grand theft. The storm caused an estimate of $60 billion in damage, and thousands were left homeless. The storm knocked out power to more than 4 million homes and businesses in Florida and over 1.1 million in North and South Carolina. More than 400,000 residents went without power, according to the PowerOutage.us. With Lee and Charlotte County hit the hardest, seeing 208,263 and 75,721 customers affected, respectively. Florida's governor, Ron DeSnowflake, or DeSatan, said 79,000 structures have been searched and announced the opening of the first disaster recovery center in Fort Myers for residents and businesses that have been affected by Hurricane Ian. More than half the schools in Lee County had at least some damage from Ian, and 14% had major damage, the school district posted on Facebook. Officials said that they expected the toll to rise, with the Marcino earlier telling reporters he is concerned for rescue workers. We worry about burnout. We work 12-hour shifts and they don't get to go home to their family members, he said. The sheriff said he was grateful to the National Guard and federal personnel, as well as volunteer workers, rescue workers, for easing the burden on his department. We took such a catastrophic hit, but everybody wants to help, said Marcino. It's very heartwarming during these tragic events because in minutes and hours, a lot of people had their lives washed away. So I need to know if what Ron the Snowflake or the Satan, however I feel that, at that moment, has to say as it pertains to this, since he did come out of his mouth and actually make those comments about, it's mainly, immigrants that are doing, the looting and whatnot. And I'm gonna be honest with you. when he's talking about immigrants, he's not talking about them. We know exactly what he's talking about. So far I did a video talking about a PC woman who was stealing, who was looting. You have these 5 guys right here who in Florida, they could probably be Cuban or, you know, maybe some Latino, some Mexican mixed up in there. I'm not entirely sure, but the name suggests. And the 2 people that I couldn't get a hold of their picture, you know what? I think I might have found it. Hold on right quick. So, okay. So here's one of the ones right here. This is, I believe this is, let me see remember what their name was. I believe this is Al King Chapman. This is guy right here. This is the PC man right here. This is a PC man. And this raggedy dumpster diving looking individual who looks like he's been swimming in the trash with Oscar the Grouch. This is, I believe, Rodney Rogers, another PC man. My goodness, let me hurry up and get off his picture. He's making me. All right. Had to get my, self off of that one. Something like that makes you want to go take a shower. But yeah, those are all the guys right there. So you have these 5 right here and the 2 I just showed you. I couldn't put those 2 together because they didn't have any pictures of them together like they did with these guys. Because I think probably they got all these guys probably at the same time and maybe those other 2 separately. But yeah, I didn't see anyone in there that would identify as black in that lineup. Just like with the one with that woman, she wasn't a black woman. See, the thing is, whenever you try to say that it's black people that has the, the face of looting and things of that nature, you would have to prove without the shadow of a doubt that is the case. Because the point of the matter is, looting is a universal thing when it comes to situations such as these. Is it a bad look? Yeah. But to make it seem like it's just one particular group of people, that's not working. Another person who said something along those lines, and I have to give a shout out to Black Light Revelations for playing the video when they said it, because I completely forgot that they did, was the Coonstress in one of her little rants against black Americans in particular a couple years ago. And she mentioned something about, or something to the effect of, black Americans looting their own neighborhoods and destroying businesses, basically back during the protest, because that's all the news showed. And y'all remember that video that I had showed you, that propagandized video that I had showed y'all in one of my live streams probably about a month ago, where they were trying to do some campaign and they were showing all the, like, some violent crimes, and they only showed black people. That's another propagandized thing. And they do the same thing here. That's why you have to have people such as myself, not to toot my own horn, but hell, it is what it is, and other people of the new black media to literally dig and sometimes don't have to dig that far and find stories such as these, because mainstream media is not going to put that out there. If these were 5 or 7 black men, I should say, that were doing this, and that woman who I talked about was black, they would have kept this plastered everywhere and say how black people are this and black people are that, but they ain't about to prepare to be doing this because they have really no story there. Now, what they'll try to do and be slick with it is do the whole black and brown thing. Because something I've always said is that they will invoke that black and brown narrative when the brown people start acting in what they see as acting like the black people. And what I mean is when they do stuff like this. But I haven't even seen them do that. So maybe I don't know, they feel like there's no narrative for them to put there. But if they want to put one there, they'll do it in a heartbeat, for sure. But another day, another issue involving people who are not us, but they'll try to find a way to slip in with us.